Greetings. Welcome to this morning's BreadCast. Thanks for joining us today. We are going to start this morning with learning how to just do our daily battles. I'm going to call it thinking right and living right. And what we're going to do is we're going to start in the book of Proverbs on the 23rd chapter and the 7th verse. And it's in the New King James, it says, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." It's really talking about your thought life, and it's really the key to your day, to your week, to your month, and to your life, really. As you think in your heart, so are you. So, I kind of want to explain that a little bit because, in the King James, it just, it sounds like think in your heart. So how do you think in your heart? Really, it comes down to the thoughts that you're thinking. Once you meditate on them, they go from your head to your heart, and you receive them, and they become part of your daily routine. And if you carry that out every day, they become part of your life. So really, it's the process of controlling your thoughts so that the things that go into your heart help make your day better. It's really the battlefield is in your mind, is what we're going to really be talking about. And we're going to go to the book of Romans in the 8th chapter, and we're going to talk about verse 5 and 6. And I kind of want to give you my own little slant on these verses so that you don't get lost in the translation. Romans 8:5 says, "For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. To be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." So basically, keeping your thoughts in the right place is what really brings you life and peace. And Paul addressed this battle of the mind in 2 Corinthians. And I kind of, really that whole 8th chapter of Romans, if you got time to read, is really hones in on your thought life. When you set your minds on the things, the carnal nature, things of the flesh, like this verse just said, you're constantly thinking about your worldly things. Where am I going? What am I doing? What do I need? How do I do this? I'm going to go here. I really like to do that. And you're carnally minded. You're constantly thinking of carnal things. And when you set your mind constantly on these things of the flesh, there's no life in it. But when you set your mind on the things of the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit, and walking in the Spirit, that's where you get your life and your peace. Paul talked about it in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 3 through 5, and I kind of want to give you my own little take on these verses as well. 2 Corinthians 10:3 says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh." So let me give you my own little vernacular on that one. It really means, although we've got to walk around in this mortal body and deal with the things in this life, our true enemy is not one that we could see, and we can't fight it with our fists and our guns and our knives. It's a spiritual battle. Okay, verse 4 says, "For the weapons of our warfare," this is how you fight this fight, "the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." They're not fists and guns and knives, but mighty in God to pulling down of strongholds. So our weapons are controlling our thoughts and not letting outside influences distract us from hearing and believing and following God. Basically, we talk about it and we say, well, what do you mean controlling your thoughts? Well, let me just throw this out to you. Picture a beach ball in your head. Can you picture a beach ball? If you answer yes to that question, that means you can control your thoughts. You have pictured in your mind. You've taken that thought and you put it in your mind. So we do have control over our thoughts. Okay? So let's go on to verse 5 that says, "Casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bring every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." So the battle is not flesh and blood. It's with the thoughts that try to take us captive and entice us to follow things that satisfy our worldly nature, basically, and cause us to stray from God's word. So really what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this. I'm going to read those few verses, and I'm going to read it in the NET, which is his New English translation. And it reads like this. For though we live as human beings, we do not wage war according to human standards. For the weapons of our warfare are not human weapons, but are made powerful by God through tearing down strongholds. We tear down arguments and every arrogant obstacle that is raised up against the knowledge of God. And we take every thought captive and make it obey Christ. So I kind of want to leave you with that little nugget as we leave today. Take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. When things come into your head, determine, are they good for you or are they bad for you? Listen, you sow seed every day in your life. Are you sowing weeds or are you sowing fruit? Anyway, I want to leave it there today. Thanks for joining us on the morning BreadCast, and we will see you again tomorrow. God bless.